History is known for many unrevealed stories, and one of them is about Argentina. Have you ever heard about Argentina's drastically decreasing population, their slavery ages, their diluted discrimination among Afro-Argentinians? If not, then this video is just for you to make up your mind through the age of brutality. But before, do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. There are many widely accepted theories about this. We have many perceptions about it as well. The most commonly known that in the 16th century, Africans were brought to Argentina for slave work, as it was assigned to black people. They were chained on their feet and brought to trade as a slave in Buenos Aires, the capital city of Argentina. The slavery trade was drastically increasing, and it went to 70% population of Afro-Argentinians working as slaves. The population kept on increasing till the 1800s. Brutality was at its peak. Argentina is considered the whitest country in South America, which is surprising given that, like Brazil, it was colonized and subjected to Spanish colonists shipping in African slaves from the African continent's west coast. Currently, 97% of Argentina's population is of European ethnicity. A troubling figure given that by the late 1700s, nearly 50% of the population in the interior of the country was black, and between 30 and 40% of the population in Buenos Aires was black or mulatto, according to few studies. When asked about Afro-Argentines, most Argentinians believed that Argentina never participated in the slave trade or that Afro-Argentines left Argentina naturally. These two hypotheses are both incorrect. If the world wasn't so inherently racist, it'd be surprising that it wasn't taught in schools. It is widely reported that Argentina's president from 1868 to 1874, Domingo Faustino Sarmiento, carried out a covert genocide that wiped out the Afro-Argentinian population to the point where, by 1875, there were so few black people left in Argentina that the government didn't even bother to count them. He separated the black community from European descendants, putting them in squalor with no decent infrastructure or healthcare. When cholera and yellow fever outbreaks devastated this community, there were no adequate measures in place to prevent or treat the illnesses. Even black children were dying with lots of pain, but the government didn't care about that much. The brutality of Argentina's government never ended so easily. Black people have to suffer more was the only quote for them, which was the biggest discrimination in the world that was succeeded. And by today, we have whitewashed Argentina in front of us, which is a shocking infrastructure. Around the world, many black communities are protesting for their rights, but very few are successful in doing the same. What do you think about this unnecessary, inhumane behavior? Do they were emotionless? Do they were so ashamed of black people, who were the biggest resource of their country? Would you like to do the same brutality for saving your country just based on color discrimination? Do comment below about your opinions. Further, more incidents were shameless by the government. Argentine elite believed that non-white offspring could be improved if they were the result of a mix with whites, in contrast to other regions of the Americas where there was a strong, violent segregation of non-whites in an attempt to prevent racial mixing. Since the mid-19th century, the exception has been those non-whites who still lived in tribal societies that were not part of Argentine culture and were not under the control of the government. In this case, people from several local indigenous nations that usually had conflicts with it. The government then decided to take some serious action against them, as they were against them as well, though they decided to take all the black men to the war forcefully. These situations prefer blacks to form families with white. Leaving dark-skinned society, they have to live with the white one because they were rulers of the country. Gradually, through this racial mixture, population decreases and Argentina is now cleared. You will see whitewashed structured people there with no black reporters, president, or even sports players. People living there nowadays cannot understand whether Argentina is a narrative country for them or the individual is the descendant of Afro-Argentinian. With this, we have come to the end of this video. We'll see you at the next one.